Hi, my name is Jack, and this is the story of my calendar year Triple Crown hike, a 9.5-month journey along the Appalachian, Pacific Crest, and Continental Divide trails. It takes most hikers 4 to 6 months to complete just one of these trails, but I must complete all 3 before December 31st. To put the challenge into perspective, more people have been to the moon than have completed a calendar year Triple Crown. Finally made it to the Derrick Knob shelter. It's 9:15. Today's pretty rough. Smoky Mountains National Park, and the sun is coming out right now. It's gonna be a hot day. It's like 60 already, so that's pretty incredible in the middle of February. The sunny weather didn't last long though, and soon clouds rolled in, heralding what would be 3 days of non-stop rain. We made it to the Derrick Knob shelter. It's 9:15. Today's pretty rough. 25.5 miles, 8,000 feet of vert gained, and then 5,000 feet descended. Some really steep stuff. The shelter to myself, which is always nice. I don't have to worry about making noise and waking everybody up. Every other shelter I get into late like this trip, I gotta be real quiet. And it's pretty unheard of to have a shelter to yourself in the Smokies. So I'm happy about that. I'm gonna cook, go to bed. Very thankful for this old metal roof right now. Shelters like this are built all along the Appalachian Trail. They're usually about 8 to 12 miles apart, and they vary in size and construction, but they're generally 3-sided structures, usually built with wooden logs, and they'll have a roof. Some are leaky, some are not as leaky, but you can be sure that during a storm, you're going to have water and wind and snow and whatever else blowing in through the open side of the shelter. Why are you doing this? Along with what do you eat every day, these are the most common questions that thru hikers get asked. Why would you upend your life and go out into the woods and deal with rain and snow and the cold and the heat and bugs and sleep outside and eat ramen? Why do you do it? There's no money involved. No one's making you do it. Why put yourself through all of this pain? Here's Clingman's Dome, highest point on the Appalachian Trail. Ready for an incredible view? The west. Here's all the stuff you're supposed to be able to see. Now we're looking to the north. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, that way, apparently. Trail is just a mess. Newfound gap now, the Tennessee-North Carolina state line, and I'll cross back and forth between these two states for a little bit. I started hiking because I was really dissatisfied with my life. The idea of working every day for 30 or 40 years and then maybe possibly getting to do what I wanted to do at the end of my life, that just didn't make any sense to me. I had lost the feeling of being alive. I just went through the motion every day, but I didn't really care. I didn't have a sense of purpose. I didn't feel like there was meaning. I just felt like my life was slipping away and I was wasting all of it. One day I had an epiphany that if I made a bunch of money and I didn't have to work anymore, what I would like to do the most was to hike the Appalachian Trail and make a documentary about it. And 45 days later, I had quit my job and I was on trail. Although that trip, the documentary never got made. My body was getting used to the hiking again, and I was able to push through the Smoky Mountains in just 3 days. I crossed Max Patch on a cold, icy morning and made my way to Hot Springs, North Carolina. At the Laughing Heart Hostel, it's right off the trail. It's raining. At the hostel, I met Jimmy, a physician from Los Angeles who was out here hiking on his first backpacking trip. He had gotten turned around and lost the day before, so he was back at the hostel regrouping that night. The next morning, he decided to hike out with me despite my protests. I don't think he really had a good idea of what he was getting himself into.
Okay, it's not just a laptop. La, and then there's this.
Oh my
This is
God.
almost as heavy, feel it?
Oh my God. That's, you have an iPad and a laptop. That's why you're so sweaty. I set a grueling pace, and to my surprise, Jimmy was able to keep up the whole time. We had a late start, leaving town around noon, and even so, we made it 20 miles, most of which was uphill. Hit it, what do you think?
We made it! Incredible!
How are you feeling?
I feel great now, but I feel so tired. That last section was so hard. Yeah. I can't believe we made it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a 20-mile day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really good for your first day out.
I know. I put everything into this today. But you're inspiring, man, dude. Quadzilla, I can't believe you do this. How many days in a row? Yeah.
Yeah, it's day 12 so far.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today, Jimmy?
Oh, I feel better. I feel a lot better, but I won't be able to continue with Quadzilla here. But thanks a lot, man, for all your help. You took me out on my first night on the AT, first day and night. It was an awesome experience. Really, I was able to clear my head of so many things. Anyway.
Awesome. No, I'm really glad we met. Yeah. Happy trails.
Yes, you too, man.
He's got his second little camera here. What was that? DJI?
DJI Osmo Pocket 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and then his giant
Yeah.
360 camera.
Yeah, 360 camera that I haven't even used.
Yeah. Oh man, cracks me up. But
anyway,
happy trails.
Yes, happy trails.
Trail names are a fun tradition on the long trails. The best trail names are usually given to you by other people based on something you did or something distinctive about you. In 2016, I hiked with a man named Bear. He was named that because he is 7'1" and he started out hiking at 380 pounds. I hiked with Flyby on the CDT. She got that name because of how fast she hiked, and I would usually come into camp about an hour or two after she did every day.
I've been up there.
That big, the main peak?
The big one.
What's it called?
It's called the Grand Teton.
How'd you get up there?
I climbed it with my dad and my brothers.
That's pretty cool.
It's true.
I hiked with 60 Cent. He was hiking on a shoestring budget, and he got that name because his entire resupply consisted of 60 cent frozen burritos from Walmart. I got my trail name Quadzilla from the Ice Spring Shelter in the Smoky Mountains during my first hike in 2016, and Quadzilla refers to my big legs, which is usually the first thing people notice about me. Another beautiful, beautiful sunset. And then another day to hike on into the evening. Interesting how my sense of what is reasonable is already changing. It's dark now. Actually, I'm going to stop so the camera doesn't shake as much. It's dark now, and I still have like 9.5 more miles, 2,700 feet up, and that just, it doesn't feel unreasonable anymore. And on, every other thru hike I've done, that would be like ridiculous. Like, you're going to go 10 more miles in the dark and climb 2,700 feet. But now it's like, well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's what I gotta do. So that's what I'm gonna do. There's a possum down there. Not really sure what city that is out there. So I made it to camp around 11, or this shelter, nice and empty. I like it that way. That way I don't have to be quiet and not try and wake people up, because I'm not gonna like hang out or talk to people anyway. So better to have it alone so I can just do my thing. Yeah, now I'm gonna get into my sleeping bag and go to sleep. Ate a bunch of food, probably about 2,000 calories. Yeah, I always like, these long days are nice. Such a good feeling to crawl into bed and be able to go to bed. I keep coming back to hiking because when I'm out on the trails, I feel like the best version of myself. When I'm out there hiking, I don't procrastinate nearly as much. I'm much more disciplined. I have a much better work ethic. Fears, worries, and anxieties don't impact me nearly as much. I think it's because hikes force you to tap your inner strength. I can't lay in bed all day. I can't sit out thunderstorms. I just have to keep going because you're limited by food and you just really have to keep moving. So you're forced to face fears, you're forced to face worries, you're forced to face anxieties. And that feels really good, especially because I've come from a life where I've spent so much of my life in depression, just wasting weeks and months laying in bed, getting nothing done, being afraid, being filled with anxiety. And to go from that and to go on trail and to just face down all of these obstacles and challenges and to truly see what's inside and what I'm capable of, it feels really good. And that's what I'm after on this calendar year Triple Crown. I want this extreme challenge. I want to set up the conditions so that it forces me to go out day after day, so I can't take big long breaks in towns, so I have to go out in the rain, in the snow, when it's really cold, when it's really hot, and all these conditions that I would normally avoid. I want to just set it up so that I have to do it, and then in so doing, I find more strength, more power, more confidence, less fear, less anxiety, and just develop myself to a further degree. Roan High Knob Shelter is the highest shelter on the Appalachian Trail at 6,270 feet and one of the highest points on the trail. I end my days at shelters for a couple of reasons. There's usually a good water source by the shelter. You never know on the AT when it will rain, so it's nice to have a roof. And most importantly, it's just easier and faster to set up my stuff inside a shelter than to pitch my tent. Plus, the shelters give me a goal to shoot for every day, so that helps me during these long 16 to 18 hour days. Trying something different tonight. I'm going to cook dinner now. It's 5:30 because I had a pretty late start, so I'm probably going to end up hiking until midnight or later again, and I don't want to have to cook dinner at the end of that. So cooking dinner now, I'll get some good calories in me. I need to rest a little bit anyhow, so that'll help me hike better into the night, and then once I stop, I won't have to cook this because I need these calories regardless of how I feel. So I think this will be a good plan. Be pretty late. I still have like 16 more miles to hike, and it is 5:30, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna throw tuna in there. Eat some beef jerky. I've got really good food right now. Eat some potato chips. Eat some drum mix. And then keep moving. 16 miles to go, so it's going to be a long day. I hiked until midnight last night. Probably going to be midnight or later tonight, but it's okay. I'm just really getting used to this idea of, I'm going to go until I get to where I need to go and just let go of these notions of when I need to stop. It's really the body can just go. It doesn't matter. It's 10:48, done 27 and a half miles. It is 12:50. Finally here. Made 32 miles today. Go straight to bed. So I'm just sleepy. My body's not that tired, but I'm just sleepy. I'm at the Tennessee-Virginia state line. It is day 19, Sunday, March the 6th, 10:15 a.m. I'm going to go into Damascus today and then go 17 miles onward where the road crosses a highway, or the trail crosses a highway, and then hitch back into Damascus because I got a package at the post office and I can't pick it up on Sunday. Feeling good. It's nice. This will be the 4th state now, and Virginia is the longest state on the AT, but it'll be a little bit less steep and a little less up and down than Tennessee and the Smokies were, so a little bit easier. Should be able to make better time, more miles. I'm in Damascus, Virginia. This is arguably the most famous trail town on the Appalachian Trail. This is where they hold trail days every year in April. I got lunch at the local cafe because getting high quality proteins and high quality calories is just so important, especially during this year where I have gone now 19 days in a row of doing 16 plus hour days of hiking. And that is it for this episode. Thank you for watching and thank you for walking with me. Please be sure to like and comment and share. Those really help out the channel. Thanks again. This is what it takes to stay fueled up. This is 2 big old steaks. Definitely won't be able to eat all of that, but that'll be for the morning as well. A bunch of kale. And then if I have room, cook some eggs. Otherwise I'll cook these in the morning, carry some out.